Hello and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and today we are continuing with the Bubble and Silver deck series. We're on Hop and Glory. I'm using my Russian General deck, and Silveraptor is using his Russian, it's a general deck, but it's more specialized into holding a kind of an area. We did both of these decks in our deck building phase of the series, and the descriptions of both of these decks and the links will be in the description below. Anyway, back to the game. We're playing with Folly Topo against Tobson, Nine and Penguin Man, and I'm actually just heading over to Jot, where all I've got is an MI8T with my infantry command squad. I'm going to land and then I'm going to get my units out of Jot just over the river. And Silveraptor is going to be trying to take this town over here. He sent a couple of Mi-24s to KA-52 over just in case they did a heli rush. However, it doesn't look like they've done a heli rush, but they're pouring a lot of units over this bridge here towards centre. And we've got Folly Topo, who's sent an Akula forward. He might get some kills with that, I'm not sure. And another KA-52. So some nice helis out there. They're microing them quite well. I'm not getting them too close. Got to be a little bit careful here with this Mi-24. And Folly Topo's following up with his ground units and Silveraptor with his units. I've landed my units into Jot, my command, and I will be moving them out soon. In the meantime, Silveraptor has got this Mi-25 to fire its rocket pods and its machine gun at these Norlands, but now it's taking shots from these RBS 90s and gets taken down. So he just got that one a little bit too far forward. Now the Mi-24 has taken over, but it's going to get shot at by the RBSs, but he just manages to pull that one back, I think, out of danger. Yep, just manages to save that one. So he don't think he's going to, well, he's still heading for the town. I personally would have stopped in Fedor, but he's got his Vasilek, one of these little Vasileks that he got, these mortars that fire really, really fast. As you can see, they're like little Gatling guns, and they fire their shots off, and then he can move that immediately, whilst Folly Topo has got his recon forward and he's getting the rest of his units and his command into Gregory. Now, Silveraptor decided to continue pushing forward despite their large presence in there. He's got some nice BTR. Oh, of course, these are nice. These BMD 3s are really, really nice infantry carriers. He's got 3 of them. They've got nice Conkers missile with quite a nice, okay accuracy at 50% and a really nice AP power. Only 3, but if we can get them off at these SDRFs, they should do some serious damage. And he needs to just unload his units, which he does. He's got some Spetsnaz in there. Excellent. So he's got some Spetsnaz that can try and push their infantry out if they looks like they've unloaded some infantry just in there. On the meantime, very quickly on the right, I'm just bringing some units out, but I'm not encountered any enemy yet. So we'll just continue in the middle where the action is. Looks like Folly Topo's opening up with these T-80As, just trying to cut off this road as they're getting their infantry into the buildings and putting their trucks, trying to get them into the trees here. They've got a BMPT here, which should do fairly well as long as it's front on with its armour. Have a look. It's just moving now. Oh, yep, looks okay. Just needs to get around. Oh, it's having a go at these RBS. Should take out these RBS 90s nicely. And the Spetsnaz doing a nice job against these infantry in here. He's got 5 more Spetsnaz here. He's got some VDVs. He's just bringing those Spetsnaz back because they got quite damaged, and probably will bring these VDVs forward as those Spetsnaz come back. As a big bomb comes in from the SKs, and another one. It's going to get shot down surely. Tunguska sitting here with its radar guns on. And the BMD-3 now opens up into the infantry. With its autocannon. Just keeping out of range of their rocket pods. He's having a go at that Hawk now. Can he take that out? Yes, and gets blown up for its troubles. Very nice. Okay, so it looks like the battle will just continue in there for a minute. Just have a quick look what I'm doing over here. And basically not encountering too much. I've managed to get a couple of T-80Us out, which I'm putting right over into the building. I'm pretty sure they've got units in Dimitri. I've just put some defensive units in this position here, some infantry and a Tunguska, and the rest of the units I'm just taking around the side. Got myself plenty of AA because I don't want these T-80Us to be taken out too easily if they're spotted, and I'm getting some recon forward just in preparation to attack Dimitri. And meanwhile, in the middle here, we're still doing battle for this little town. VDV 90s. Just need to move forward just to finish off these SDRFs. But he's getting his BMD-3 into range as well, and they get taken out. So I think there's still a few infantry left. These T-80As doing a nice job as well. Run out of their ATGM rockets, but he's got some Conkers in here instead, firing across at these TH-49-5s. Let's have a quick look at those. Can't remember those. So nothing too special, so should be able to take them down if he can get a couple of hits. And he's brought forward his T-80A, they'll finish them off nicely. But there's a couple of Bradleys in the back with nice TOW-2 missiles. Got to be a bit careful there. But Silveraptor has moved his units forward and has managed, looks to pretty much take control of this town on our side. Which is good, of course. Now the T-80As are trying to get some shots off on the Bradleys. He's got some support here with the ATGM units as well, and bringing up his other T-80, and they're pulling back. And Nighthawk's coming in, and it's going for these Conkers by the looks of it. And does for those Conkers, but they did a good job before they died. Now we've got some 4 Bradleys sitting in there, and there's an Mi-28 might have a pop at those. In the meantime, I'm still not really got too much, so I decide just to push up as far as I can. I've got an Mi-24D here, which I dropped out these Spectre's Grooves, but there is, just take out a unit there. These T-80Us, we've come across some units here which are unidentified, so I'm just being a little bit careful, don't want to lose them. Trying to get my units into the trees. Looks like there's some Milans over here they've dropped off, so I've got to be a little bit careful. What I really need is to get some infantry in these buildings here. My T-80Us stop and take some shots at this Marder 1A2. And looks like there's some infantry going in over there and some infantry in these trucks probably over here as well, as my Tunguskas just do sneak around the back as I just pull my T-80Us back a little bit. This Mi-24D has used all its Saclos missiles up. Whoop. And there's an anti-air unit there right in the middle. Just taking shots. Going to take down my Mi-24D. Yeah, takes that out. So now I know, at least I know there's an anti-air, a nice anti-air missile unit in the middle there. Meanwhile, Silveraptor's brought his Mi-28 forward and looks like he's attacked those Bradleys. Certainly took that one out, probably took the others out as well. It's used a lot of its missiles up, so a lot of points there for Silveraptor. He's doing really well points-wise. He has done most of the battling and the opening sections of the game alongside Folly Topo supporting him on the left as another Bradley goes down. Now, I finally, as I say, encountered a few units. Trying to take care of these Papillon Milans. Again, trying to get my T-80Us to do battle with them. One of my T-80Us takes a lot of damage. Then we managed to kill them, so I just need to pull that back, which I think I do. Hopefully, yeah, that's going to come back. Leave the other T-80U just to protect it while that's pulling back to get repaired. So quite a hectic opening with the enemy trying to rush this position here. Luckily, Silveraptor did engage them in the middle and managed to secure that position, which is exactly what his deck was designed to do, I suppose, to get hold of a position and hold it at all costs. I've got a more general deck in this one, which is kind of a bit of an all-round deck to move around the map a little bit more with a bit more flexibility. And Folly Topo, not sure quite what sort of a deck he's got. He's got a couple of bucks in his deck though, and there's something trying to sneak around the side here. And he's just moving his bucks across just to try and take care of that by the looks of it. If it can get shots off. We'll come back to that if it gets any closer. Nothing much happening on the right, just doing a bit of manoeuvring, and Silveraptor's content just to try and hold that position and build his units back up. Did take a fair bit of damage in the middle there when he encountered all those infantry. There's a Leopard 1A5 there. Is this buck still going forward to try and take this out? No, it's stopped. Okay. Oh, it's a Kiowa. Okay. Right, there's that. Ah, it's a Hawk Pip 3 in the middle. That's what that AA piece is. So I need to dispatch of that somehow before we send any planes or aircraft over there. I'm just getting some anti-air infantry in position in these trees just to try to prevent them bringing any choppers in once I start moving my tanks forward. You can see one of my tanks is pretty much dead here, so I need to be careful with that, but I've got plenty of Tunguskas to prevent any aircraft flying over. And then we spot 8 Abrams. 8 M1 Abrams. Not the best Abrams in the world, but there's 8 of them. They've got 15 front armour. They're quite decent. And this T-88 does open up, but there's some ATGM units sitting in the trees there. Takes a shot at that T-88 and volley topo immediately, you can see. Micros it back. Hopefully he's going to get that out. I think he just manages to get that back. But with 8 Abrams sitting in there, it's a little bit dangerous. So what we need really is a Smersh or something. And no one's got one currently. Hopefully we do something about that quite soon. Now they do send a chopper forward here, which I may immediately take out. So that deters them. But now they do know that I've got units in these trees here. I'm bringing forward at the moment a bunch of logistics. Just the small logistics trucks that don't contain a lot, so I have to bring quite a lot of them in. I'm just going to try and take them up and repair my T-ATUs and get all their ATGMs filled up before I try and push forward. That's the plan. In the meantime, they're just sitting there. They don't know if they know their Abrams is spotted there, which is a very dangerous thing to do, and the Leopard spotted as well. There's an SU-27 flying in the background, another one there. Silveraptor, both of those are Silveraptors, just giving us a bit of air cover in case they bring in any bombers. I just need to get my logistics forward. And it looks like Folly Topo has brought in a Smersh, probably to have a go at those Abrams sitting over in the trees there. And they've just hidden it at last. And Silveraptor's bringing up a bit of extra recon so we can get an eyes on what's going on over the river here. Smersh is firing, so that's going to be taking some shots at those Abrams. And just as he fires, they move them. So hopefully he can hit something over there. As they start to now to artillery into Silveraptor's position. So the Smersh are landing. The Smersh rockets are landing. Hopefully they'll do some damage to those Abrams. So we're a little bit outgunned here tank-wise as they... Whoa, that's a lot of armour. He's just hit kind of in the right place, maybe a bit behind. He's certainly... Oh no, he has done them quite a lot of damage. And they decide enough's enough and to head forward for Gregory after all that damage has been done. Now what we need here is some choppers because they haven't got any anti-air. They're just pissed off probably and moving forward. But he's got a lot. He's got BMD-1s with their Malyutkas here. Unfortunately, he's got nothing to resupply them with. But he's got this T-80A, which is going to get taken out. It's taken a lot of shots. Ooh, really damaged there. Tries to pull it back. Lots of damage and failures. And he's got some Milan sitting back here. But he hasn't got... Oh, there's a bit the BMD of Silveraptor's getting some side shots from this side. But again, only 3 missiles in there. So it looks a little bit... Oh, he's got his Akula at the back. His Akula is going to do wonders here against these tanks. Should do them plenty of damage until it runs out of ammo, that is. But, oh, he's got some infantry here as well. Oh, no, they're just anti-air infantry. So, yeah, that was a nice push by the tanks. If they'd had anti-air to push forward and kill this Akula, they probably could have overrun this spot. But that Akula's done them a lot of damage as they push forward. Meanwhile, I actually got pushed back out of there because they dumped a bunch of infantry in the trees. And I didn't want a chance losing my... In fact, I think I did lose one T-80U, which was sitting in the front. But I didn't want to lose my Tunguska, so I did pull them back. I'm just going to get them refueled and rearmed. Now I'm bringing my own infantry forward and a Buratino in preparation for assault on Dmitri. But this tank push has just about been thwarted. It cost them an awful lot of points. And if only they'd sent some AA and maybe a bit of infantry support with that. Just sending tanks on their own? Bad idea. So I'm going to start Buratinoing now. And the first thing I'm going to Buratino is in the middle here. I believe that's what I did. Just to try and kill that Hawk 2 Pip and any infantry that are in there as well. Or at least do some damage to any infantry in there. And what I'm looking for is that Hawk Pip. Just to get killed. I think 80 points, there it goes. So that's the Hawk Pip down. I'm sure there was only one in there and I need to get that Buratino out of there. I've dropped off my Spetsnaz from this Mi-24D, so they'll come in handy. And there's these little trucks moving forward, and let's just do that. I've sent in my LO-102s. Now the Hawk's gone just to do a bombing run, just to try and kill any infantry in those buildings. Managed to get some, but it doesn't look like there's much AA in there left, so I'll be happy just to go and bomb those one more time. And I start to move forward my units from the trees here, which were sitting in defense. Now they're my attack force, and I'll send them over towards Dimitri now that the Buratino and the bombers have gone in. Meanwhile, my MI 224Ds that dropped off my Spetsnaz are giving it to these little trucks here. Oh, they're little tanks, actually. My apologies. Sorry to these little tanks. I don't think they're amazing tanks. Have a quick look. No, quite weak. And I send my MI8s forward as well, but there is some anti-air sitting somewhere taking shots at those. But we move forward with my Pakotas to try and take Dimitri. A bunch of Chinooks have landed in the background, and they're getting attacked by Silveraptor's Vasilek. And Folly Topo's building back up on the left after he was assaulted by all those tanks. So my MI8s are out of ammo, my Buratino's out of ammo. One of their teams decide enough is enough and surrenders. So now I'm just trying to micro my trucks around the side so I don't get into range of RPGs and get my Pakotas into the middle. I've got my Tunguska sat back there. I'm bringing forward some MI4As just to try to mop up any infantry. Now there is a Fennec Tow 2 coming over, which will be able to take out these trucks if it gets close enough. My Spetsnaz move in from the east side, and my Spetsnaz Grus move in to keep an eye on anything. Now there's still, as you can see, quite a lot of infantry I bump into, but I have got these choppers back here if I can get them into position, because these Spetsnaz are very exposed, unable to use their napalm because they're at too much of a distance. So I just pull them back and push the Pakotas forward and bring these guys forward as a bit of support as their Chinooks do a runner. So they've pulled them back, as you can see, into the buildings. There's a Bradley sitting there as well. In the middle, it's a little bit as you were. And Foley Topo's using his Smershes to keep them down as another of their players decides to surrender. Now they are trying to push me out a little bit on this side. My MI8s are a little bit exposed. I need to move them. And I probably need to move these guys as well, because it's not worth losing those to a little group of infantry. Now we've popped up, the riflemen have popped up again, but I've got a lot of firepower here. All of these choppers are going to, and these trucks here as well, are supporting my Pakotas moving in to the buildings, but there is an anti-air unit there, so I've got to be a little bit careful. And some bombers coming in, some Drakens. Oh, a lot of bombers coming in to try and stop my push over into Dimitri. Lots of Drakens. So let's see how much damage they do to me. I do try to pull out. A lot of damage is the answer. And I've only got one small squad left after that, as my Nighthawk comes in as well. More Drakens, an SK-60. Silveraptor comes in with his fighters. Hopefully he'll take these guys down. Takes one down. And the other one's just going to get away, I think. I've still got my Pakotas left, as my Igla has a little pop there as well. Still haven't managed to realise what's going on the right here. And Folly Topos manages to get his T-80s resupplied and brought up a couple more as well, probably to get ready for a push into centre. My LIL-102s go in for another bombing run, this time a little bit further back, and there's this AA in the trees here. Manages to take out some infantry. I imagine that's pretty much it for their infantry in there. Oh no, there are more. There's some there, and there's some there still. So Silveraptor's going to bring in some infantry as well to help me out a little bit. Still all these units sitting over here, but I imagine there's not a lot left in centre. If Folly Topo would push forward maybe. Now finally I decide to pull these guys back, because he has got infantry in here, he's got infantry in these trees, and they're up against T-82s. I decide I don't want to lose all those points, so I just pull them back a little bit. Now they are down to one player now, of course, so it is tough for him. I appreciate that. But I think the main thing is we're showing off the units in our decks, and from our deck building series, the usual Tunguskas, T-80Us that I really like for their general all-round heavy tank abilities. There's a Flak Panzer Gepard in there now. Silveraptor's Vasileks have been doing a nice job for the whole game. Love to watch those things fire off. There's some Delta forces over there. Hopefully he'll have a show us there. And he's also moved his KA-52 into range of the Delta forces. Should be able to take those guys out nice and easily. There we go, nice. Still a couple of tanks left there as Folly Topo starts to push his tanks forward. His T-80s, looks like he's going for it. He's got a T-87, he's got a T-72 BU there as well. He's going to move forward with. And the Vasileks far away. Look at these guys go. Firing. I found the TACOM squad in the back of Dimitri with this Pakotas that I've got left here. Should be able to take those guys out nice and easily. Don't know if Folly Topo is going to continue his push. There's a couple of choppers coming out. Both recon choppers with no armaments. I'm not sure why he brought 2 out. The Drakens are back. Trying to bomb this tank push by the looks of it. He's got a Tunguska sitting back here. And he's got his Buck there as well, which should do some nice damage. And Silveraptor's SU-27s are coming out to give him a hand. Takes those guys down. The Nighthawk hopefully will go down this time as well. Yes, it does. And that last SK, that was devastating for his team. He's got a Centurion marksman there, but I think these SU-27s are just about going to get out. Used up all their radar-guided missiles, their radar missiles there. 4 from each. I'll come in for another bombing run, just to try and mop up these infantry that are sitting here. There's still that AA piece. So those infantry go down. As Silveraptor brings in a bunch more infantry just to consolidate this position. Of course, what's his deck built for? Taking and holding an area, which is what he's about to do here as well. So I'm not doing much of my T-80U, sat back there. There's an F-16A MLU. Looks like he's got Maverick missiles. I'm not sure what it's going for. I bought 4 Strelas in though. If I can get some shots on it, just stop and get some shots. Maybe. Maybe. Not quite close enough. Oh, there's an automatic there. We like to kill automatics. Sitting there, all on its own. So we got bombed a bit there. But it looks like Folly Topo's pushed his units forward. And as I thought, there's not a lot in centre. It looks like he's walked into there fairly easily with his tanks. And he's bringing up his Tunguska in case there's more bombing runs. There's another Draken comes in. Got to get these Strelas into range. I've got my little Iglas firing, but it probably won't be able to... Oh, yep, it goes down. VDVs at the front now should have a go at these automatics and these Leopards as well. Hopefully, as a Leopard down, STRF's trying to come in to support. But that other Leopard goes down now. They can shoot at these STRFs. Hopefully, while some of them are stunned though. But yeah, STRF goes down. Just pulls back those VDVs. He brings in now some choppers. But my Strelas are now in range. So they should be able to hopefully take these choppers out. As they come forward. There goes the missiles. Yeah, takes those choppers down nicely. Beautiful. Is that the Vasileks firing again? I think we just had another pop. And Folly Topo's pushing forward. He's come up against some infantry in the trees, but he's brought a load of his own infantry. In fact, they're Spetsnaz, so they do need to get a little bit closer. But he's got some VDVs here. All these tanks in support. Some beaded DMs as well with their little cannons. It should do for these rifles in centre and should be able to take centre. There's the automatics are opening up as well, giving them a bit of support over here. If you can get these Spetsnaz forward just a little bit so they can use their napalm launchers. Run into some more riflemen, but now these Spetsnaz are able to use their napalm, and an SU-24M is going to destroy these Canadian rifles. Just like that. Nice. Spetsnaz move forward a bit more. The other Spetsnaz should be able to finish those rifles off. Fennec TOW-2s are coming in. No AA close enough, unfortunately, to take them as the Drakens and the rest of the aircraft come in on a bombing run just to try and stop this push. That must be the command there, I would imagine. Yep, the command goes down. The bombs come in. Gonna try and kill these Spetsnaz, I imagine. Oh, they went for the stuff behind it, which is probably a good move. Oh, and he's got his Akula up there as well as they push forward with some IKV-105s. There was a tank there, but they're not going to get past this Akula in a hurry. As the Spetsnaz will mop up those riflemen and the Canadian rifles here in centre. And that will be the end of centre. In the meantime, IL-102s are going to bomb the trees at the back here. Silveraptors push forward his infantry. He encountered a bunch of infantry in the trees, so I just bombed that area as he moves forward just to try and mop up again what's left in there. There are some infantry in these buildings, and then there's actually a couple in here which I just moved my units forward to take out. Su-27's giving us some cover there. Folitopo's taken centre. And Silveraptor just moves his units forward. There's a couple of just some really kind of basic tanks here. Really cheap tanks. Even the Mi-24Vs fancy their chances at those tanks. Silveraptor moves forward with his BMD-3 round the back. It actually hasn't got any missiles left, unfortunately, but it's to shoot at this thing. Hasn't got any rockets left, rather. As the guy says, I think he said enough's enough, I'm on my own. But a nice game. Unfortunately, they did go down to one player, but the main point about that game is to highlight the Russian units that we had in our decks from the deck building videos. So I think we did that fairly successfully. Got a lot of the units out, aircraft, the choppers are out, the Akulas, the K-52s are out, the anti-aircraft choppers were out, the tanks were out, even the T-80As that Folitopo used so effectively in that game as well, all the infantry and the Vasileks and the Smershes, etc. So all the Russian units showed off. So please do check out those deck building videos, and I want to thank you all for watching. This channel's going really well at the moment. I'm really surprised. Got up to 1,500 viewers. I can't actually believe it, but I'd like to thank you all, of course. And long may it continue. More war game videos and World of Warships coming up as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.